Hi guys, another Thunderbirds merchandise short piece of film. These are the 1967 issues of the Fab 1 Dinky toy and the Thunderbird 2 Dinky toy. As ever, I'll gab away, but I'm sure the most important thing is that you look at it and enjoy them. First edition box. In a tray, lovely artwork. This one has actually still got the missile and the harpoons attached in a little bag to the back, so this has never actually been played with. This is an example of one that's probably gone from being found in a shop perhaps in the late 70s or early 80s through to a dealer's hands, and I got this probably 25 years ago, when I was about 19 or 20, when I was first kind of seriously recollecting all this stuff. So this has fortunately never been in the hands of a child. Almost no loss of paint. Let's get it off the plinth. There's been a number of Fab 1 die-cast toys over the years. All of them are quite nice. There's something to be said for all of them, but obviously for your vintage Anderson collector, this is really the only one to own. The top slides back, but not too far because it pulls the paint off the top of Penelope's head. But there's two painted figurines in there, Parker and Penelope. Strange gold interior, but again, not bad really. The front pops down, and what they call the I just call it a missile. I think it's called a big blockbuster or something in some of the advertising. Pops out the front, and then you just depress the suspension at the back like that, and that fires the harpoons from the rear. Lots of the Dinkies were very nicely designed. Rather than having big buttons and stuff, it was all worked on suspension. But there you go, Fab 1. Not a lot more that can be said really. Very, very nice looking die-cast toy. Moving on to Thunderbird 2. That's the box artwork for Thunderbird 2, and the display plinth. Oddball artwork, and what I find, I don't know whether you can see it, particularly interesting is that they obviously want to include all of the vehicles from Thunderbirds in the artwork. They've jammed them all in, but they've included Thunderbird 5, and if you can see Thunderbird 5, let me see if I can zoom in. Thunderbird 5 is pretty much the Rosenthal toy, which is odd. They've not used actual artwork, they've used some kind of Century 21 or Rosenthal toy artwork as the basis for that. But again, no real complaints. The toy itself is fairly sturdy. This is the first edition, I believe. In this particular kind of packaging, they also did it in a metallic green, but this is the kind of pea green that's very close to the colour of the vehicle in the programme. It's got stickers for the decals. I'm missing one that side, but there's one that side. There's Thunderbird 2 on all the edges, on all the underside there. The underneath, oops, let's have a look here. The legs ping out to stand up. Invariably they're one of the first things to break, certainly was when I was a kid. And then you've got your pod, and from the pod comes quite a nicely detailed and very tiny Thunderbird 4. Again, Dinky did this straight off the bat in pretty much the right colour, but then the further down the line they got, when perhaps they could have even improved upon design and colour, they strayed even further and further from what we all expect from Thunderbirds 2. We got the blue one. It was slightly larger, but it was blue all the same. Again, let's have a little look at some things that appeared in Meccano magazine, now dated February 1967, we have a review of Fab 1. So that kind of says to me that this toy was released there or thereabouts, February 1967, which would have been just after Christmas 66, when, as I said in one of the other videos, Thunderbirds Are Go was released Christmas 66. So Christmas 66 and into 67 was the big time for Thunderbirds merchandise. There was stuff in the shops in 65, I'm sure. I believe the Plasticine set came out then pretty early, but most of the stuff came out when the film hit. This is a July 67 edition of Meccano magazine, which features a review of the Thunderbird 2, as well as a little bit of background to the programme itself, which is nice. They did a very nice Captain Scarlet one, which I'll share with you on another video. But again, just a final little look at the Dinky toys released based on my favourite Gerry Anderson show. In fact, my favourite television programme ever, Thunderbirds. Hope you enjoyed it, and again, keep your eyes out. There'll be a few more popping up on YouTube soon.